pasa, corre, tira, defiende. If you've ever watched a soccer match in Spanish, you've heard comments like this constantly. But how does Spanish actually give commands? Amigas y amigos, welcome back. This is Profe Juan, and by the end of this video, you'll understand what the imperative is, how Spanish form commands, why negative commands look different, and how to use it naturally with real World Cup vocabulary. And as I always tell you, amigos y amigas, this is not about grammar. This is not about making things hard. This is how we speak. This is about how Spanish actually works. Look at this. During a soccer match, people are constantly telling others what to do. It's natural. It's like when I'm at home with my wife, it's always the same. She tells me what to do. Pass, run, shoot, defend. And Spanish has a special verb form designed exactly for that. The imperative. Let me remind you first, the imperative is the command form. You use it when you want someone to do something or stop doing something or follow an instruction. Examples: come, eat; escucha, listen; mira, look. And today we're learning it through soccer, football, because soccer is basically 90 minutes of people giving commands to each other. Eso es el fútbol. But here's the big idea. The imperative tells someone what to do. Not what they do, not what they did, not what they will do, but they should do right now. Imagine you're watching a World Cup match, no? La Copa del Mundo. And you might hear, if you're listening to a match in Spanish, you will hear corre, or run, or pasa, especially if you're with fans, you know, fanáticos de España, de México, de Argentina, you know. Pasa, pass the ball, tira, shoot, defiende, defend. But notice something. These aren't descriptions, they're instructions. The speaker wants an action immediately. That's the essence of the imperative. So how do we build these commands? Hey, I have good news for you, because the most common form is surprisingly easy. Let's talk about positive commands. Like, look at this. Habla, speak, come, ven, come, eat, vive, live. Now compare them to hablas, you speak; comes, you eat; vives, you live. Notice this. For positive to commands, Spanish often looks very similar to the normal to form. Just simply remove the final S, right? For example, in a regular way, it would be tú hablas. The command would be habla. Or tú comes is the simple present, a regular tense in the simple present, tú comes. Come is a command. Tú vives, vive. Like Frankenstein, vive, vive. It's a command. But now let's use soccer verbs. Pasas, in a regular simple present structure, pasa, pass the ball. Corres, corre, run. Tiras, tú tiras, tira, shoot. That's why positive commands are usually the easiest part of imperative. But then Spanish does something very strange, because negative commands follow a completely different pattern. And look at this. Of course, again, we have in a positive way, like pasa, pass. Now you don't want your teammate to pass the ball, or the team you are cheering, you don't want them to pass the ball. You would say, no pases, don't pass. Corre, no corras, don't run. Tira, shoot. No tires, don't shoot. And notice this, Spanish doesn't simply add the no to the command. The verb itself changes. Again, positive. Pasa, corre, tira. Negative. No pases, no corras, no tires. This is why many learners get confused, because negative commands use a completely different set of endings, S included. Now look at this. We have no hables, no comas, no vivas. If you've studied the subjunctive before, these forms may look familiar because I don't know if you realize, but they're not simple present structures, right? Again, no comas. In simple present, the conjugation for tú and the verb comer is tú comes. But look at this. If you studied the subjunctive before, you know this. Negative commands use the same form Spanish uses for the subjunctive. Particularly in this case, the subjunctive in the present. You don't need to master the subjunctive today. Just to understand and recognize the pattern. And now you know, oh, that's why no comas. Not because there is a secret pronoun right there. It's because it's not simple present there. So we have positive commands, habla, come, vive. Negative commands, no hables, no comas, no vivas. Again, if you compare this with the simple present, it wouldn't be no hables. It's tú no hablas, right? Fantastic. So we have two different systems right there. Now, let's see how this sounds in a real match. You ready? Vamos a la Copa del Mundo. A striker is open. Un delantero está abierto. Pasa. Pasa la pelota. A defender is out of position. Corre. Corre. Of course, you need to add this dramatic, tone to your sentence. A player wants to shoot from midfield. No tires. Don't shoot. A defender leaves too much space. No subas. No subas. Like, don't push forward. If the team is losing possession, hey, defiende, defiende. These are exactly the kinds of commands you'll hear in stadiums, sports bar, living rooms, and broadcast through the Spanish-speaking world. Because if you haven't watched a soccer match in Spanish, hey, I highly recommend you to do it. It's fantastic. Okay, now let's look for the pattern. A positive command, remove the final S. Hablas, habla. Comes, come. Vives, vive. A negative command, of course you need the no, but also you're gonna use the subjunctive in the present. No hables, no comas, no vivas. And that's the shortcut. The most important thing to remember is positive and negative commands are built differently. That's why learners often find negative commands harder. But once you recognize the pattern, they become so much easier to understand. But now it's your turn. Write one sentence in the comments. You imagine you're watching a soccer game, soccer match. Hey, write your command right there. Positive or negative, like corre, pasa la pelota, corre más rápido, no tires. One example is more than enough. I'll make sure I read it, correct it, and give you a thumbs up. Hey, you're doing a fantastic job. Amigos, remember you can use any verb you want in these examples, okay? And if you're wondering why negative commands suddenly use forms like hables, comas, and vivas, watch our video on the 4 moods in Spanish right next. That's where the full story starts to make sense. If this helped you understand the imperative, like the video, subscribe, and hey, dale me gusta, suscríbete. I'll see you in the next lesson. Ciao.